Think we're live. Hi, fam. How are you? It usually takes time till you guys come in and join me, so I'll wait for everyone's response that you can hear me and see me. We have a special guest today. He is waiting for us to add him to the stream, but I need you guys to be here first, okay? So if anybody's on the stream right now, kindly let me know if you can hear me and see me, and that'll be great. Hi, Susan. Suzanne, can you hear us and see us? Just let us know so we can start. We don't want our guest to wait too long. I see there's a lag, so usually it takes time till I hear people say, and then all their chats will just be dumped at once. And then I'm here waiting. Okay, can anybody hear me, see me? Yes, Suzanne answered. Thank you, Suzanne. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. So I'll just start, even though it's going to take time for people to join. I guess they'll have to come and find us having a conversation because I'm not alone today and I want to be time sensitive. So, yeah, thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, Y2 Kenyan. Good, great. Hi, fam. Thank you for coming today. As you know, we have a special guest, and I am ready to bring him on. And I'm glad Patricia has joined. Simple Single has joined. Good. Thank you guys so much. So, are you ready? Who remembers, first of all, last week when we were having, no, not last week, 1 week plus? Who remembers the conversation we were having about bringing someone? If you are here, then please let me know. But for those of you who are new, I am bringing today Yehuda. He is from the Beta Israel community, and we want to talk to him and hear about his life and his journey and about basically Ethiopian Jews because his someone said something and I want to address it in the live stream chat that I pinned. Someone commented, "Why is this important?" Right, to have this conversation, and I want to answer you right now if you're here. It is important because Yehuda has a story to tell, and every one of us have every right to share our experience, our life, if we want to, and also it's important because it's someone's life and it's someone's experience. So I just want to start with that. Patricia wasn't there. Don't worry, he's here. So I hope you enjoy this live. So I am going to add Yehuda to the stream. Can everybody hear Yehuda? Hi, Yehuda.
Hello there, how are you?
I'm good, Yehuda. How's it going? Earlier, I tried not to chat with you too much when we're checking for the live stream because I wanted to actually interact with you live. So, how are you doing? And how was your day? Let's just start from there. How was your day today?
It is going well, it is going well. Thank you so much. How was your day?
It's been good. Mostly I was working and also preparing for our conversation today. When I say preparing, I'm not going to ask you a lot of questions, okay? I just wanted to know a little bit more about Beta Israel before, we have a conversation. And yeah, that was pretty much it. And that's it. That's all. It was a good day. So Yehuda, thank you for coming, right? And I appreciate you for taking the time to join us and to talk to us and to have this discussion with us. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it, and I thank you for having me on as well.
Okay, Yehuda. So let's start from who is Yehuda, and then we'll talk about other stuff.
Okay, so my story, I as I have told you, I am of Beta Israel descent, and I am also of Sephardi descent on my mom's side. Uh, I have let's see, I've gone through so many trials and tribulations. I lost my mom almost 2 years ago. I lost my dad when I was 2.5 years ago. So, or 2.5 years. Sorry, I can't speak. I'm a little nervous right now.
It's
I lost
fine. We
my dad when I
understand.
was 2 years.
We
So,
understand. Take your
yes.
time.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So I lost my dad when I was two, and I lost my mom 2 years ago. Back in 2021. So it's been very difficult. Uh, just my trials and tribulations. Who I am. I'm. Uh, I'm very. Let's see. What's the right word? Very. Uh, Loner like, what's the right word that they use in English?
Introvert, maybe?
Introvert, yes, introvert, yes, I'm very introvert. So i haven't really uh, uh, I haven't really done too much with my community here, and I live in New Mexico now. Actually, New Mexico, do you know where that is?
Yes, but I've never been.
Yes. So
Okay.
yes, so I live there. There's a lot of prejudice here, actually. They really don't like blacks. They don't like Jews here. It's very difficult. So uh, I'm just trying to get back home to the Gondar region back home. So
Really?
honestly, it's very difficult.
Yeah. First of all, I want to say I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sure it's very hard. And and secondly, you said you are afraid to be here, like you're shy right now because you're trying to get used to it. But like, just think of this as our little community. There's not a lot of people, right? It's just us, like-minded people, and they're here to just hear about your story and to learn a little bit more. So I'm just trying to let you know, nothing to be shy about. Okay, so okay, you can just speak your mind.
Okay, yes.
Yes, it's a safe space.
Okay,
Okay. So I
yes.
want you to take us back to when, like, you were born in Ethiopia and Gondar. Were you born there?
Uh, my dad was actually, and then
Okay.
he moved to South Carolina
Okay.
as a child, and then
Okay.
he decided to come to New Mexico, and he met my mom, who was a Sephardi. She's directly from Spain as well. Her dad's directly from Spain, and they came here at a young age, and it's just been a wild ride, honestly. Being born in America, though, because I don't really like this country. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's very prejudiced, honestly.
Can you share some of your experience with us? What, like, give us examples
Yes.
as to why you feel uncomfortable.
Okay. So, I, as a young child, I was molested as well by teachers' aides at the school. I was threatened to be hung by a kid one time at school. Um, And then when I was growing up, I had this fling and this little crush on this girl. She was also a Sephardic, so a Spanish Jew. And I still keep in contact with her sometimes, but her parents don't agree with, or her mother at least doesn't agree with me trying to get with her. She used to be really cool with me, but then there was rumors that were spread and just a lot of prejudice in this little city and just all around America. I've been to California, I've been to Texas, I've been to Las Cruces, New Mexico, I've been to Washington State. Washington State actually has a big community of Ethiopians there, and I felt really well in Washington State. But when I came back to my mom's land, it was just a little more difficult, honestly.
So her parents were not happy about your relationship because you're black, or is there any other reason as to why they're not happy with?
Yes, because I am black, yes. They didn't like the fact that I was a black man trying to date a Spanish woman, and that pretty much set it off. But when I started meeting more Ethiopians, I started to fall more in love with my people. I started to fall more in love with the Ethiopian women, and I never really seen Ethiopians here in New Mexico. except for when I was in Las Cruces. There was a little community of Afghans and a little community of Ethiopians here, so I met a couple of them here. And then that's when I found out more about Beta Israel and uh, who I was destined to be, pretty much.
Wow. So I think if I understood you correctly, your dad, who was Beta Israel, who was born in Ethiopia, moved. Is it during the immigration when they immigrated the Jews from Ethiopia to the Ethiopian Jews to Israel and America? Is that the reason why he moved there, or it was a different way that he left Ethiopia?
Yes, it was during the immigration time. It was about around 1995, 1997. He came to America, and then he was in Harlem at first. His dad was in Harlem, and then because they have that community there, and then they moved down to South Carolina. Then my dad decided, hey, I want to go to New Mexico. He had a big thing for Hispanic women, so it was like, you know, that's basically how it is sometimes.
Ah, I like the honesty. But the thing is, like, but correct me if I'm wrong, when I'm listening to you, what I'm gathering is after your dad passed, you were raised in a community where people didn't look like you. You were not raised around more Ethiopians, not even just Jews, but Ethiopians and Black people in general. Is that correct?
Yes, that is true. I was never really raised around much black people. I was raised around mostly Spanish and Sephardis, but as time went by, there was some Yorubas that moved here a while back, and then there was some Ethiopians that moved into the Las Cruces community. I'm originally from the Las Vegas area in New Mexico, so it's up north. It's really cold over here. But Las Cruces was a little hotter, so the climate, the Ethiopians really enjoyed it because it reminded them more of home back there.
Okay. Yeah, so okay, I understand where you are and where you're coming from. Have you ever visited Ethiopia at all?
I was thinking of going last year. I had a little bit of money saved up to go, but I wasn't able to go because I was still in a lot of distress when my mom passed away. I couldn't really leave this area, and then now that I'm getting more money back though, and that I'm starting to build up my courage again, I'm thinking of completely moving to Ethiopia in the late 2023 to 2024. Maybe December or maybe um, November, because my birthday is in November. So I'm thinking of moving around then, or maybe possibly in January.
How old will you be turning? Sorry, you don't have to answer if you don't want to.
I will be turning 25 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay, okay. You're the same age as my younger brother. That's why I reacted like that. um,
Oh, that's.
yeah, same age, same age. And maybe you guys can be friends. You told me you don't have a lot of Ethiopian friends, and I feel like there's a lot that can be gained by being part of a community, especially your own people. It's like you have you'll tell us more, I'm just assuming, but I'm sure you have a lot of questions. You want to see where your dad came from. You want to understand what the culture is, because I really assumed that you were in the community and you experienced it, so now I am understanding you need it more, and it's self-explanatory why you feel like there's a gap. Like I can feel, I can be wrong, again, correct me, I don't want to assume, but I think that's the best decision that you are making, to travel to Ethiopia and connect with your roots, because there is something that is very hard to explain when you actually see where your ancestors come from. There's a different feeling to it, because you're like, oh, like it's just different. I hope I am not jumping into conclusions. I want you to speak for yourself, but from what I'm gathering, but you can explain more to us how that impacted you.
Yes, yes, you got it correct, Wongel. I really just wanted to move back home because I just really want to connect back with my community. You know, the Spanish community is very prejudiced. As I have said, I don't really want to be around here anymore because of how prejudiced they are. But I love my godmother, you know, and I love my mom. I love my mom to death. And you know, when I saw, when I first was able to hear about me being Beta Israel, and when I saw my community, when I saw more Ethiopian women, I just honestly fell so much in love. And when I was around the uh, the Ethiopian men, they treated me like a brother, you know, something I didn't really get too much in this community. I've always been hated on, even by my friends. My one of my friends that I grew up with, he's also Spanish, and he basically turned his back on me for no reason. So I don't really want to associate with these people anymore. I want to go back home. It's hurt me so bad to the point where I've tried to commit suicide multiple times.
No, nothing is worth losing your life over. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to hear about this, but honestly, there is a whole community waiting for you, to love you, to show you what brotherly and sisterly love is, to show you what what kind of community, uh, like what to be gained in a community and what the culture is like. There are so many people that would love to have you around. Don't ever entertain that thought. Like, everybody has their own, ups and downs. Of course, it varies and it's different and it's not the same kind, but nothing is worth you losing. Why? Because they didn't see you as they see themselves. Who cares? Who cares about what they think? Seriously, who cares? You If you feel like in that community you don't belong, which I can sense, and you already spoke about that a little bit, I do believe your idea to visit Ethiopia is the best, but I have to be honest, you have to first go just to visit, okay? You can't just up and
Yes.
leave because you said you want to move. I get it, and I'm sure, I don't doubt you're gonna love it. Okay, there are two things. Okay, let me start from the beginning. The first thing I want to say is, when you're moving back home, there are so many culture shocks. Trust me, Yehuda. I understand. You were born and raised there, so you are used to certain level of, how do I say this? Everything is not everything, but most things you find them like it's convenience, right? Like in America, what we hear is the positive side of America is convenience. Like, you get access to certain things that maybe in Africa or in Ethiopia you might not find. You have to mentally prepare for that, okay? Electricity going out. You're not used to it where you are, right? Here it's like, oops, the electricity is gone. But I hear in the US you guys are like panicking. You're like, the world is ending. For us, it's like, okay, when is it gonna come back? Like, I'm not for those of you who are in Africa, tell me I'm lying in the comment section, okay? Tell me. So I want you to first plan when you're planning, because you said you want to come maybe next year, something like that, right? First, your plan should be
Yes.
maybe a month max, so that you can stay in the capital city for a little bit, Addis Ababa, and then you can go to where your dad comes from. I believe you told me Gondar, right? That's for
Yes,
those of
the
you.
Gondar region.
Okay, northern part of Ethiopia is where his dad comes from. His dad is Beta Israel, as I said, also known as Ethiopian Jews. But his mom, I saw in the comments someone asking, his mom is a Spanish Jew, right? So
Yes, yes, that
yeah,
is correct.
so he was mostly raised in that Spanish community, so he never thought he didn't feel like he belonged there. And I'm summarizing, okay, for those of you who just joined and you have so many questions, right? So but my advice to you as your sister is, first, you plan to visit at least 4 cities in Ethiopia, and you give yourself a month. You see which one. Even in Ethiopia, there are areas you might feel comfortable living at versus you're not feeling, right? Because I know some people, for example, foreigners, when they move to Ethiopia, most of them, for example, Rastafaris, or people that leave the Western world on purpose to live off grid. those kind of people. They now prefer not to live in the city, but they go a bit up country and they settle there. They buy a big land and just farm there and eat from their own farms. If you're that kind of person, you get to see where you want to live. Or if you're the type that's like, I still want to maintain my Western lifestyle, but with like some sort of culture and with my own people, there's Addis Ababa for you, or there are other cities in Ethiopia. So I want you to think about this thoroughly. I want you to plan it, and I want you first to just visit. Okay? And then afterwards,
Okay.
you can go ahead and make your plans and you save up, you come, you if you need to buy, you'll do what you need to do. Okay? That's my number one. Secondly, you said you felt like you're at home with your Ethiopian brothers and sisters. The men treated you like they're your brothers. The women, you were like, wow, like, I love that. But my question to you is, how come you didn't say you'd rather move to Israel? Or is that also an option? Or like, is that something you want to do as well?
Oh no. Israel is a very prejudiced place as well. I've heard of the stories of what they've done to Ethiopian Jews there. I want to get the Ethiopian Jews out of that situation as well, but I don't really know how to get them away from all of that hatred that those Ashkenazi Jews and those other Jews treat them, because there's the where they're trying to exterminate the women and their babies. There's where they treat the men so bad and call us Kushi. There's a lot of stuff that goes on there. So I don't want to move to that area right now because of all of the hatred that goes on there too. It's just as bad as the Western world. The Western world is so dangerous. Even in my own community, I'm just scared to even just stay here because there's a lot of murder, there's a lot of rapes, there's a lot of bad stuff going on. That's why I said I want to just move to Ethiopia, because this land, it's just terrible. I believe it is the new modern day Babylon, as they call it. And there's in the Bible passage I've read in Zephaniah, I believe it's 3:11, it says, "From beyond the rivers of Cush, beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, my supplements shall be gathered." So that's the reason why. Our land, the Ethiopian land, is the true homeland and the true motherland of this earth. The Ethiopians were first on this land, first on this earth, I should say, and they will be the last ones on this land as well. They will be the last ones on earth as well. Nobody could take that away from us. We are some of the most beautiful, some of the most caring, some of the strongest people. Look at what we didn't allow the Italians to take us over. We fought them off, and that's the truth. We just need to learn how to be self-dependent, and not let anybody bully us around anymore.
I like that. I like not letting anybody bully us anymore, because unfortunately we've believed the lies, not just Ethiopia, black people in general, Africans in general. We have believed the lie for so long. And I love seeing the uprising, right? Yes, it might not be enough. Yes, maybe it's just a start, because I know people will come and say, it's gonna take time. I understand. I'm not naive to that. But the fact that we are seeing people getting up and speaking up, right? Because some people tell me, we're hearing
Yes.
speech after speech, we're so tired. No, 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 my brother. You might have heard the speech, right, from a leader, and you're like, okay, I'm tired now. But there's someone that needs to hear that speech. There's someone sitting, thinking, like, the Europeans are the ones maybe that can change our circumstance, because that's what we believed for so long. It is so bizarre to me how it was such an upside down world that we were living in. That's what we thought was the reality, right? Unfortunately, the more you know, the more you understand how everything is by design, where we are, why we're not developing, why our resources are not being used by us for us. Everything makes sense to you, but not everyone is there. We have to also understand majority of Africans right now are not online. They're not watching this. They're not reading articles, right? They're just trying to hustle and make
Yes.
money for today, to feed their family for tomorrow. So they need to hear it. It doesn't matter how many times we need to talk about this same thing that maybe one person has heard it all and he's like, now I want actions. It takes time. And I believe that. So we're going to rise up. I do believe. I don't know if we're going to see a lot of change while me and you are still alive. Who knows? But what we need to do is make sure that we sow the seed. We need to do what we need to do, talk about it, educate our kids, our little nieces, nephews, cousins, neighbors, that they are powerful people. They're not less than anybody. We're not less than anyone. And we don't need to risk our lives to go to Europe or America or Arab countries to lose our lives. We know, right, all the horror stories. So I love what you're saying when it comes to that. And so did you do any research? Do you know exactly which community you want to settle in or you want to visit when you go to Ethiopia?
Yes. So I really do want to be with Beta Israel, but I've also the Habesh and the Amara. They are such a beautiful people. When I saw all the Ethiopian women, though, it's like, oh my God, they are more beautiful than any other people on this earth I saw. And it was like, I could not even none of these Hispanic women compare to the Ethiopian women, and there's also our other African women as well, and then the men, they are just so strong and fierce, and that's what I love. And there's also the fact that our kids are growing up to be just as strong as their moms and dads, and it's like, we already know that the Caucasians don't even compare to us. The Asians don't even compare to us. I'm sorry to sound egotistical, but it's the truth. We are, like I said, the first people. So,
I'm smiling because earlier you said your dad liked the Spanish, the Spanish women, and also your girlfriend or girl that you're talking to, you said is also a Spanish Jew, I believe. But the thing is, you see, why I smiled is because you are exposed to the world and now you see other people because you are raised in a small community, not knowing what's out there, not knowing about your own roots, which is such a disservice. But it happens. I know life happens. People are busy. People, especially parents, they move to cities where they can make money and feed you and take you to school. So no judgment here, but I love the fact that you are able to explore the world, see the world for yourself, and realize, oh my God, there's out there. Actually, my own people are beautiful. My own people are strong. My own people love me and they want to, like, they want me to be part of their community. So that's why I smiled, because I'm like, this is what I was talking about exposing people as much as we can. Just because me and you know about certain things doesn't mean that my own aunt knows about that, right? So I like that you discovered that black is beautiful. Thank you very much. And I don't know,
mm,
is my mic capturing? There's like a parade going on, I guess. Can you hear something behind me?
no, I cannot hear anything. I just hear you.
Okay, perfect. Because I'm hearing, and I'm like, what is happening outside? Um, but yeah, that's awesome that you found out that about your own people, right? And it starts from, why does someone keep writing Ireland, Ireland, Ireland? I hope they're not spamming us. If you're not, Lala, please say something other than Ireland. If you continue writing Ireland, we don't understand, so we might put you on a timeout because I don't understand what you're trying to say. Don't spam us. Let's have a real conversation, okay? Um, so yeah, I appreciate you honestly for coming and sharing with us this experience. And then also I want to ask you, um, I would love, me personally, and people in the chat, please, 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 my fam, let us know, like in the chat, if you would love to see Yehuda when he's traveling to Ethiopia. He documents his homecoming and he films. I know you're shy, but maybe this is a challenge for you, right? And I'm sure, you see, Yehuda, you have to understand what we go through in life. There's a reason for it. There's someone that will learn through your experience, Yehuda. You went through hell and back. But if you can use that and you can share it to the world, there are so many people like you that feel like they don't belong, that feel like they, just because maybe they were raised in the US or UK, or they were raised in a community where even though their dad is, let's say, black and their mom is white, the white person raised them, so they have no idea like how it feels like to connect with their own ancestry. You will help them tremendously. So if you're not too shy, maybe you can document a little here and there and post online if you have your own platform. If you don't, I'm very happy to show my people and my audience what you are able to accomplish by traveling back home, and how, and you can be as honest as you want to be. That it doesn't have to be all rainbows and roses. You might cry, you might be like, okay, this is it, oh my god, I can't. It can be anything. So I would love that. What are you guys think? Like, let me know down below. Would you be interested to see Yehuda's experience back to his motherland? Say yes if you are. And you, Yehuda, tell me what you think about this suggestion.
Yes, I would actually love to do that. I would also like to try to come back onto your platform as well and just interact with you again because you are just amazing, Wangel. You are like truly like my sister. You know, you are my sister actually, and I really appreciate that. And um, just you are so inspiring to me. And then also there is so much like the Queen of Sheba and also Queen Kandake of Kush and also Haile Selassie. They are so influential, and I see their spirit within you. You are just so amazing, Wangel. Thank you so much.
Oh goodness, oh, that's so sweet. Oh my god, thank you so. May God bless you for those kind words. I thank you. And look at the chat. Everybody's saying yes, 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 yes. They would love to see you going back to your land, your father's land, and experience. They want to see what you are going to experience. So you see, they're telling you they want to see you. So love it. Love to see it. And thank you so much for your kind words again. And when you do decide to go back, as I said, plan, do your research. I can't stress this enough. You have to do your research. But, I I want to tell you that you are on the right track, right? Like when we find ourselves or when we learn about our history, it's for the best, because for one, we will learn from the past. If it's something bad, we avoid it. If it's something good, we continue the legacy and we make it better, and we try our best to perfect it. There might not be something like perfection, but we can make it closer for the next generation. Now imagine your kids won't be facing the same thing that you faced, because you made some change, because you learned from the past, and because you educated yourself to do better and to be better. I think that is awesome. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah. But thank you so much, Yehuda, for coming. Is there anything you want to tell us? The floor is yours.
Yes. So, oh, sorry, the camera's moving again. So I would like to tell you, everybody that is going through hardships, it's like when Gail says, don't ever give up, because I've tried to give up so many times in my life, and I didn't want that. I wanted to continue on, and the Most High Yahweh has just allowed me to still go on. He still allows me to push forward no matter what, and I will still continue to live on through my legacy and through my people's legacy, for the Ethiopian people, for all African people, for everybody that's going through their hardships. And it's like it's so difficult, because I already know, that I know that the Europeans are going to start talking, and they're going to be like, oh, we go through hardships and everything. The Asians are going to do the same. They can't understand our struggle. They never been through our struggle. Our struggle is something that has been unique, in the Most High, He put us through this affliction because He wants us to succeed.
Thank you so much, Yehuda. If you guys have any questions for him, I'll give you like 10 minutes. And then you can ask him by, of course, writing it in the chat over here. And then he answers a few of them, and we can conclude the live. So, somebody asked, Dejuma asked, please ask him what skills does he have. I don't know what they mean by that, but whatever comes to your mind, you can tell them.
Oh my skills. My intelligence is definitely one skill that
That's a
I
big one.
use, and I'm not very strong as in term of durability or strength, but I have strengths in other things, I use my, let's just say, how could I put this? I have wits. I have what's that other word that I could use? When you strive for something, I strive for whatever I want to accomplish.
You
When it
have
comes to work,
ambition.
I strive for it. Ambition, yes, correct, correct, yes.
Yes, and that
That's another skill.
I heard someone say effort is rewarded. Even if like someone is so talented and you as a person that might not be as talented as them put in the work, put in the effort and work really hard, you might end up next year or 2 years from now in a better place than them because you have actually put in the work. So I see what you mean by that. So Robert Ipp said, the Holy Quran says trials purify. I get that saying. Um, let's see. I don't know. Do you, okay, somebody asked, the goat ask him what does he think about the Lemba Jews from South Africa. Do you know about them?
Ah, yes, the Lemba Jews. Oh, I love them so much. I love the Lembas. I love the Igbos. I love even the Moroccan Jews. They were black too. Even before these Sephardic Jews came to the lands like they were now as light skinned people, they were never light skinned. They were dark skinned. They were very dark skinned as well. I love all the Jewish community. Or I shouldn't say ish because we're not ish. We are the true Jews. I believe that straight up. And I love all of the African people. I love just every single one of my African people. No, what's the right word? Oh, I can't even think right now. I include everybody. I don't discriminate against any of the African people or any of the black Jews at all. I love them all.
I get it.
And
Yeah. So
what
another
else?
person, Kalimani, I don't know, Money said, yes, I have lots of questions. First, why does he think Africans ever called themselves black? I'm East African and we never called each other black in ancient time. He didn't say that. First of all, what he is mentioning is he was raised in the US coming from a dad who is an Ethiopian Jew and then a mom who is, I forgot, Spanish Jew? Am I right?
Yes, Spanish.
So
Yes, Spanish.
that's what we were talking about. So he's never visited. For him, he is black. Like I know in Africa, I think what they're trying to say is in Africa, because majority of us are black. For example, here, like locally, no one is talking about the color of the skin. You get, because majority of us
Yes,
are
I
black, so
understand.
either it's like about tribe, they're like, oh, that one is from that tribe or that one is from that area. But when you leave the continent and go to predominantly white communities, yes, you are going to be described as black because you are black. Just because when we're locally here we don't talk about it like that, because it just doesn't make sense. Why would I say that black person when all of us are black here? Like it doesn't, we're not, that's not how it works, because almost all of us are black, if that makes sense. um oh, the Juma asked, I mean, his career, I guess he's asking what's your career, what do you do right now? And the Juma didn't
Oh, right
yet, he's
now,
only 25 years old, but if you're in school as well, tell us what you're studying.
okay, right now, because of the fact of all the bullying that went on in the school and because my mom was getting sick, I never actually finished school. I'm trying to go back to get my GED soon, and I'm going in for music production because I do my own music. I sing, I played the guitar, the electric guitar. I do all of that stuff. I'm really passionate about music. Um and I want to become an archaeologist. That's my second career that I want to go into, as an archaeologist or a philosopher, because I want to uncover all of the truths of the African continent and other continents, because I know that our people have been everywhere, period. So
And you have to put in the work, as we talked about earlier, because we have to also, we have to give effort for us to get any kind of return. So if that's your passion, I really hope you're spending more time in developing those skills. And also, from what you just said, you're a creative, right? So,
Yes, yes.
from dusk to dawn told you never give up. Um,
Oh,
Robert Ebb said, yeah, I heard that they have Jews in Nigeria. I guess because earlier you mentioned. Um, yeah, so Team Truth, let me just ask from them and then maybe we can end it. Team Truth asked, do you have any siblings or cousins here in the States?
oh yes, yes. My brother BJ, he's not he's my half brother on my mom's side, but he also has African roots, and he is a little older than me. He's got autism as well. I got autism, but it's Asperger's, so I'm higher functioning.
Mm, mm,
And then I have also my dad's kids, but they don't talk to me. I've never seen them before. They are light skinned, like really light skinned, because their mom is completely white, and they got this big ego. So I don't even want to associate much with them because they don't really care about me either. So
well, as I said earlier, when you do travel to Ethiopia, you'll find people that will care about you and that will see you as their brothers. So don't even worry about that. We go where we are respected and loved, right? Um,
yes,
so yeah, I have to conclude it, fam. I've given you guys to ask him a few questions. Lala, Lala is saying, please confirm if you know anyone in Ireland. Thank you. Lala, me, I don't know personally, but if there's anybody in the chat that is from Ireland, please tell Lala because it seems like it's very urgent because Lala is asking over and over. Yeah, so thank you so much, Yehuda, for coming here, and thank you, family, for joining this live and asking questions and interacting with our young brother here. And Yehuda, as we talked about earlier, do your research, do what you need to do, educate yourself, and try to integrate with your community. You said you felt like you belonged in the Ethiopian community, so I'm sure they have WhatsApp groups or Telegram groups, or like they have a place where they meet, or there's a community. So if that is where you feel like you're at home, take the step. I know it might be a bit hard, like because you said you're a bit shy. You It's fine. The first step's going to be harder, second step, and then it will be easier once you meet one or two three friends or people and you're like, oh, okay, it's not too bad. So that's my advice to you. Thank you again for coming back and for coming, and we expect you to come back after you visit to Ethiopia so that you can show us footage how it was, and like how you bonded with your father's family and father's homeland, which is Ethiopia. So, yeah,
yes.
if anything you want to say, feel free, and then we'll end it here.
Okay, yes. Thank you, Angel. You pretty much summed everything up, and I just thank you once again for having me on here. Have your brother contact me because you said you would have him possibly get in contact with me. So I'd really love to get in contact with him. I'd love to get in contact with more of the Ethiopian community and other African communities as well. If you feel the need to speak with me or something, I can create a Discord or something, or WhatsApp, like Wangel said, and we can all interact. And Wangel, please keep in contact with me as well. Please have me on again soon.
No problem, Yehuda. Thank you so much for coming, and I'll definitely let my brother know, who is your age mate, about you, and you guys will talk. And yes, fam. Thank you guys for coming, and I will see you next week. And next week, by the way, you guys, we have a special guest. Also, next week, I don't know. Do I want? I want it to be a surprise, but it is going to be an interesting conversation that we are going to have. Okay, I'll give you a hint. He is great, or is it great grandson of Emperor Tedros, who was a king in Ethiopia in the 1800s. So would love to have him on and we have a conversation with him. So with that being said, thank you guys. I'll see you next week. Stay blessed. And I'm gonna post a video today later on, so make sure to watch out for that video. I'm talking about Putin, Russia, South Africa, all that stuff. So see you soon. Bye. Bye, Yehuda.
Oh, one more thing,
Okay.
Wangel, before I leave. So, you said the great 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 grandson of Mena, or no, Theodoros is coming on.
Yeah.
Uh, yes. I am also I am one of the great grandsons of Balsha Safo, who is the was one of the guards of Emperor Haile Selassie. So it would be great to
Nice.
meet up with him as well.
Make sure you come next week, Thursday, the same time, and you will get to interact with him. Okay?
Okay, thank you so
Okay,
much,
Yehuda.
Wangel. You have a great day. God
You
bless you.
too.
God bless.
Amen. Stay blessed, everyone. Bye.
Bye.